The 19th of July 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the usual mantra, that is of course promoting community football, grassroots football at the highest order. And this is the APS sponsored COSDA 20, the first ever sponsorship package for APS, and they have been sponsored in different grounds, different zones, but the beneficiary for this one is COSDA, to be precise. Well, they left it late, but they will close it before other zones as well. But this is Young Boys against Miami. One might say this is their home ground, and this is their harvesting ground. That is Miami FC of Kongujang Ketaya and Young Boys of Sinchu, to be precise. And we are live on LSTV. I am Saleh Jalo, together with comrades from different media outlets. We have the main man with the main brand, that is the commentator. We'll leave it at that, and you know his name. And you have Dukure from King FM, Palamin Fati, the country director of LSTV, together with his ever reliable camera operator Usman, and I am Saleh Jalo from Capital FM. Kemo Kanye is here, the partnership to that of Pafati. Well, it has been an early ride here for Young Boys, for Miami FC, who are trying to reintroduce themselves to Young Boys, as this is the first time ever they are meeting in a final of this, and it is proudly and officially sponsored by APS and APS Wallet. Endless possibilities. We have the team from APS here, and the fan base is proudly and officially brought to you here by Miami FC. They have recorded the best fan base in this community, won a series of trophies in the history of Kongujang Ketaya sports. But this is the COSDA, and this is Miami's first ever final in this COSDA tournament, to be precise, sponsored by APS. Pafati will take us through the commentary. Yusufa is here, and it's now a turn, to be precise, where the stagnant water also play its part here in Kongujang Ketaya, West Coast region, and of course Combo South, to be precise as well. Yusufa is also here from the State TV, GRTS. Lamin Jara, sports writer, is also here, and Fati will surely take us through before pass usual. Thank you very much. The co-commentator or the commentator, the Sheikh by himself. Well, commentator, it's good to be back here. We just continue to remember our fallen hero, that is ML Sanyang. We were here last time, but of course take us through in this year's APS sponsored COSDA League final.
Thank you very much, Salih, for that amazing rundown of introductory into today's encounter, in which we expect to see a very fascinating final here. The last time we were here, it was the Kongujang Ketaya finally, and this time around it is the district, if I am right, and we are witnessing Miami take on Young Boys. So far it has been a very, very electrifying atmosphere here at the stands, and we understood those are the fan base of Miami Football Club. And on the pitch, it has been an end-to-end stuff, as Miami so much desire and ambition taking the team onto Young Boys, who rose from Sinchusuri, currently playing deep into their own half. And here comes the netminder of Miami, decked out in all red. And fans continue to creep in their numbers, and that would be an early call for attention for the team officials and then the Red Cross medical team to attend to the need of the goalkeeper, who went to the ground from an early, scares of signs of injury. He seems to be under serious pain. Meanwhile, he's been attended while the man in charge, post play to give the team officials the time to attend to the goalkeeper. And any moment from now, the lead commentator would be all set to take us through into this highly and much talk about finale, which attract the attention of media practitioners across the nation. As Saliu made mention of some of the high-profile names that have been doing an amazing job over the years, traveling across the length and the breadth of the country, giving you all the coverages, all the insights, the pre-match analysis, and the post-match, inputs. Miami comes very close, a great ground duel there, won by our young boys to keep it as it was. Goalless is the current scores as both teams, search for the opener in this finale here. Well, it's a Saturday, sunny Saturday here at Kunkajang. Now with beautiful blue skies hovering above our heads as dignitaries continue to, mark their presence and take to their seats to witness this great finale here. It seems like we are going to be enticed with another great showpiece of football, as both teams have started with a great desire and ambition and now back to par.
Of course, Sally will always tease me by saying thank you very much. Of course, we have to begin by saying a very big thank you to Saliu Jallo, earlier on Sidat Kujabi, Mohamed Dukure, Kemo Kanyi and the rest of the team at the Kunkujang Ketaya football field. And of course, it is the APS sponsored COSDA Zone League final and the final between Young Boys FC and Miami Football Club. And Miami currently dressed in light green shorts and black socks, whilst Young Boys in white and green shorts and green socks. Miami City currently playing from our left to right from our cabin, whilst Young Boys kicking from our right to left. And the central referee of this crucial and lively final is Babukar I. Bojang, who is having the assistance of Al Hassan Tambedu, Tombong Ture, and of course Yusuf Sambo serving as the fourth assistant referee. And the game is also live on LSTV1 at the commentary cabin, just as I said earlier. Parlamin Fati, Kemo Kanyi, Saliu Jallo, Mohamed Dukure, of course Sidat Kujabi and Kemo and the rest of the team will solely be here to guide us as far as the analysis as of this crucial and lively final is concerned. Player Rasulda never rewarded by the central referee. And before going deep into the commentary, rundown on the starting 11. Young Boys Stars or Young Boys FC, starting with Kitabu Sise in goal, Bubakar Sow, Sehnjai, Lamin Kasama, Bunama Baje, Dauda Drame, Musa Sala, Alaji Jete, Mamadou Jallo, Amadou Jao and Mbemba Dafe, completing the 11 for Young Boys Football Club and Miami. Starting with Suleiman Drame in goal, Molamin Jajo, Ibrahima Kujabi, Samba Manga, Babukar Gay, Molamin Kamara, Ibrahima Sanyang, Aliou Joub, Modu Baji, Sheikh Omar Jajo and Musa Jajo. Completing the 11 for Miami, and Miami is under the guidance of Musa Kujabi, who is having the assistance of Pa Sidi Jame as his immediate assistant. Lamin Jom is the head coach for Young Boys, and Jom Lamin is having the assistance of Latif Sow as his immediate assistant. Just as I said, it's a clearance coming from Miami. Young Boys will try to get the ball in their opposition's half, not for too long. And the last fixture played between the two ended 1-0, and 1-0 in favor of Miami, and Miami got the better of Young Boys by a goal to nil. And of course these two sides were in the same group of Group A alongside Real de Daru and Black Star. It was in Group A where we had Young Boys Football Club Miami, Real de Daru and Black Stars in Group A, and in Group B we had Soccer Boys, Star Jallo and Daru Salam. On the far side is Miami, who is trying to unlock the defense of their opponents. That is Young Boys, and the central referee has already given the opportunity to Miami Football Club. Of course, at a great position, Modlamin Kamara, player being brought down. Of course, it's a lively contest, great atmosphere at the Kunkujan Ketaya football field, and the game is also live on LSTV1. Kemo Kanye, of course, welcome. And this time, a special afternoon at the Kunkujan Ketaya football field, where we are currently witnessing the showdown in this year's league final, proudly and officially bankrolled by APS. Of course, APS sponsored COSDA Zone League final between Miami and Young Boys, and already into the very first moments of the first period, it is currently 0-0 at the Kunkujan Ketaya football field.
Yes, thank you very much. But I mean, finals like this, it's never expected to be an easy game, because looking at both sides, not only that.
And of course, that's a breakthrough. But before that, the central referee has already ordered a handball. That's a handball as signaled by the central referee, and currently the player seems to be protesting. King Okanye, that was already into the bottom corner and already advantage, of course, to Miami. But that goal is already been ruled out by the central referee, who believed that ball has struck the player on the hand before lodging itself into the bottom corner, and then the goal is already ruled out by the central referee.
Very well, it's ruled out already by the central referee, and then he knows why he does that, because he was very close to the scene. But you can see a few players from Miami are protesting that. You can also see that players from Young Boys are also contesting that that particular player should be awarded a yellow card, and then we have already seen the central referee awarding a yellow card to that particular player. So let's see what happens here. But already, I mean, in the few minutes that we have watched these two sides being played, taking on one another here, has been a very contested one. Though I mean, the home side, one would say Miami, I mean, because they are the team that is hailed from this particular village, this particular vicinity here in Kunkujan. So for that of their opponents, Young Boys came from Sinchu. Come from Sinchu. So playing at home, playing against a home team, one would say it's a very difficult test for any of the sides that is involved into that play. And then Young Boys is not an exception to that. We have seen them receiving a lot of pressure from this particular Miami side, but they have been very resolute and also very careful at the back in trying to defend against whatever threat that Miami will try to impose onto them, or that we have seen Miami already impose on them as of now. But we have also seen this particular side, Young Boys, doing some very good runs here, very fine passes in across the 18-yard area of this of Miami side. But nonetheless, both teams have been very good at the start. But let's see what happens as the game proceeds. Of course, mistakes will come, and then players, and then they will create their chances. Both sides will create their chances. So let's see which of the sides will be able to come up with the opener here, and then eventually winning the trophy for their side. But already it is not going to be an easy game. We know because we have been living witness to the starting of this particular game here. It has been a great game for both sides and a highly contested affair for either of the sides here in this early part of the game.
Thank you very much, Kemo Kanye. And of course, back to the live commentary earlier on. It was Miami City who broke the deadlock, but the goal ruled out by the central referee. And the referee is, of course, Babukar I Bujang, who is currently having the assistance of Al Hassan Tambedu, Tombong Ture, and Yusuf Sambo as the fourth assistant referee. Of course, from the Kunkujang Ketaya football field is the APS sponsored COSDA Zone League final, which is proudly and officially bankrolled by APS. Around the area, it is Miami once again, who are currently playing a 0-0 scoreline against Young Boys. Miami 0, Young Boys 0. Around the area, Miami partly headed out, and that's a glorious opportunity once again, says Sidat Kujabi. I think since the commencement of this contest, Miami seems to have the lion's hair in terms of possession and also the number of chances being crafted since the commencement. And I think Young Boys need to be very much careful here. The last fixture between the two was the 1-0 victory for Miami over Young Boys. And once again, Miami seems to be the most impressive side since at the beginning of the contest.
Indeed, Miami have showcased a very good football since the commencement of this game, and they have been very brilliant in the way and the manner they are moving the ball from one department to the final third of the pitch. They know exactly what they are trying to do, how to get it done, and trying to perfect it. They come very close on numerous occasions. The first time they come very close, it was a goal that was ruled out or disallowed by the central referee for a handball in the process. And yet again they come very close, to eventually, breaking the deadlock to take a 1-0 advantage through that amazing build-up, and then the striker, when the attacker at the far left went for power, and then the goalkeeper parried it away, and fortunately, the striker was just 5 yards away, but then, his effort, were not, well taken to be directed at the back of the net. So far they have been, the better side when it comes to possession gathers, progression taking forward, and the way they are playing is just next to none. It has been, very amazing, in their style of football. I think they are very much comfortable with how they are moving the ball, and the organization, during progression carries forward, and when they are playing without the ball is just amazing, and it's a joy watching them, how they play as a team, how they organize, without the ball. They know exactly what they have worked for at the drawing board, and here it's just a matter of perfecting it, and they are doing it in the best possible way they could, because they know exactly what they were made up, and they are doing it perfectly. So far, if they play the way they are playing, and our Young Boys were not doing enough to improve on their game, this could be a game that could go in favor of Miami City FC. Though it's very early, to predict, which of the team will emerge as the victorious team. But then, if we are going to judge based on how both teams are playing, in these early moments of the game, Miami have been a better side, a promising team, and a team that could be tipped, for glory. And they have amazing players within their ranks. The number 16, at the heart of their midfield has been a very unique passer, and he have displayed, qualities of a very good visionary, attacking midfielder. And their attackers, the number 7, at the right side of their attack has been a very pacey, tricky, and a very, skillful player who loves to take attack onto the defenders and take them on one-on-one situation. He comes, that amazing player yet again, Pa.
Thank you very much, Seshirat Kujabi. Earlier on, Kemo Kanye. In case you're just joining us, you are reminded that we're coming to you live from the Kunkujan Ketaya football field in the APS-sponsored COSDA Zone League final between Miami and Young Boys. And the score is currently 0-0, and currently 0-0 between Miami and Young Boys. Miami on the far side, trying to cause some problems for Young Boys. Too strong for the player, and out for a goal kick. And Young Boys will try to start the play from their own half, and the custodian Kitab Sise will surely get that. Kitab Sise is in goal for Young Boys, and of course the rest of the players: Buba Sow, Senjai, Lamin Gassama, Bunama Baje, Dauda Drame, Musa Sala, Alaji Jaite, Mamadou Jallo, Amadou Jallo, and of course Mbemba Dafe. And later on we will also engage Sesidat Kujabi and also Lamin Jara. And before that, there is a foul on the player on the far side as signaled by the central referee. And for Miami City, the team is currently starting with Suleiman Drame in goal, Modlamin Jaju, Ibrahima Kujabi, Samba Manga, Babu Kargei, Modlamin Kamara, Ibrahima Sanyang, Aliou Job, Modu Baje, Se Omar Jaju and Musa Jaju. There's already a player down injured, and also down injured for Young Boys Football Club, and Young Boys is currently 0, Miami 0, and the last fixture played between the two ended 1-0 in favor of Miami. And Miami got the better of Young Boys during the group stages, and here they are meeting in the final after both sides booking places into the semi-final before reaching the final. And in the final it is currently 0-0. Lamin Jara, welcome to the Kunkujan Ketaya football field, and of course it's another interesting tie, and this time of course the second tie between the two after clashing in the group stages, and here they are now in the final. And then already it is an interesting first half scene, but currently the score is just barely 0-0 at the Kunkujan Ketaya football field.
Yeah, thank you very much, Pa. And it's a cloudy Saturday here at the football field in Kunkujan Ketaya, and already, the rains were threatening when we were coming. It was like, wow, are we going to have this final? But the good thing is the game is underway, and we are definitely enjoying the final. From the background and from where we are watching, we've seen the fans with their clappers decked out in their ashobis and trying to give the game, what it deserves. You look at the sets of players, they're giving it a very good go. And just like I heard you talk about the history between the two teams in the group stages, but again, all that is gone now. We are in a final. This is the game that matters massively. The last time I was in a final was in the KM third division final, and the team that won in the group stages in the league proper lost the final. So that tells you that in a final it's a different atmosphere, it's a different game, there are different things placed on the table. So you feel both teams deserve to be in the final. So it's about the neutrals now and the sets of supporters who are watching. Now it's over to the two teams to give us a very, very good dance in this final.
Thank you very much, Lamin Jara. Of course, interesting statistics coming from Jara. Of course, Lamin Jara. Jara, the sports writer. On the far side is a corner for Miami Football Club, and Miami, of course, the most impressive side right from the beginning. And it's a corner for the boys in light green shorts and black socks. Miami City playing from our left to right from our commentary cabin, whilst Young Boys dressed in white and green shorts and green and black socks. It's a corner on the far side for Miami, trying to cause some problems for Young Boys. Another delivery, glancing header, partly done around the edge of the 18. Player Rasul, nothing given. Massive clearance from Young Boys, and it's going to be a throw-in on the far side. And of course, in case you're just joining us, this is the COSDA or APS sponsored COSDA Zone League final, and the final between Miami and Young Boys, coming to you live from the Kunkujan Ketaya football field, and it's also live on LSTV1 at the commentary cabin Parliament Party. Sesidat Kujabi, Kemo Kanye, Mohamed Dukure, Lamin Jara, and of course the rest of the team will also engage Mohamed Dukure shortly. Around the area, it is Miami picking possession in their opposition half. Player Rasul rewarded by the central referee. Opportunity for Miami once again, and Miami being the most threatening side. Another player being Rasul, and this time is the holding midfielder and number 6 for Miami Football Club, Modlamin Jaju, who was brought down and rewarded by the central referee. Lively scenes. Great afternoon from the Kunkujang Ketaya football field, as Buba Inke will always label the venue as Kunkujang Ketaya mini stadium. Well, anyway, this is the Kunkujang Ketaya football field for you, and the ground that is currently hosting this crucial final, and already the flag is up. The flag is already up before the ball lodging itself into the bottom corner, and once again Miami City continue to be the most threatening side. And you are also reminded that we're already having the presence of the chairman of Brikama Area Council, Honorable Yankuba Dabo, who has already arrived with his high-powered delegation. Of course, we believe, Ceci, that this is going to be a great turnout here. Initially, we thought it wouldn't be a great turnout, as fans still continue to creep in to watch this crucial and lively final between Young Boys and Miami City.
Yeah, indeed. There was early scares of very dark skies in over our heads, and since people knew, there is not going to be, rain coming shortly, now the people continue to pile here in large numbers. And what a day, and what a sunny Saturday that we are enjoying here, with amazing breeze, blowing, from the northern part, towards, where we are seated, and we witnessed the arrival of the chairman of Brikama Area Council, Yankuba Dabo. But interestingly, on the pitch, we have seen, Miami continue to threaten, Young Boys, giving them 3 warning shots, that never, kill a prey. But then these are warning shot, and then Young Boys have to be on high alert, because this is a team that have shown a lot of desire, a lot of ambition, a lot of courage, and willingness, to take the game onto them, to go out on hunting and look for those moments, to catch any vulnerable prey on their way. And then they are still not relenting. You can see, how they are pressing high, how they are, taking every player onto the half of Young Boys' own half, giving them that pressure, to continue making, mistakes, and eventually, capitalizing on them. Though, there have been some urgency, on their part that caught them on few mistakes like offside and then handball. But then, a rebound and then headed it wide. But then Young Boys have to be on very alert. If not, this will be a day that they would always hate to remember, because this Miami are here for business, and Young Boys need to be on high alert.
Young Boys need to be on high alert, as Miami is already here for business. Words from a colleague and brother, Sidat Kujabi. Earlier on, Lamin Jara, Kemo Kanye, Sotli Mohamed Dukure, and Saliu Jalo earlier on. It's a long and high one around the area. An opportunity to the gloves of the custodian. That was definitely very close. And once again into the gloves of the custodian for Young Boys, as Miami continue to pile pressure in search for a breakthrough. But currently struggling to find the back of the net at the Kunkujang Ketaya football field, and the tournament proudly and officially bankrolled by APS. And of course, this sports committee is under the leadership of President Yaya Ba, who is having Buba Inke as public relations officer, Treasurer Madi Gay, and Abdul Jallo as assistant secretary around the center circle. Miami this time penalized by the central referee. Opportunity for Young Boys. It's currently 0-0, and the last fixture between the two ended 1-0 in favor of Miami, who got the better of Young Boys by a 0-0 in the group matches. They were in the same group, in Group A, alongside Real de Daru and Black Star. In Group A, we had Young Boys, Miami, Real de Daru and Black Stars, whilst in Group B, we had Soccer Boys, Jallo Stars and Darussalam. And in the semi-final, it was Young Boys 1, Darussalam 0, Miami 4, Soccer Boys 0, and Miami and Young Boys booking their players in the final. And here they are in the final of APS sponsored COSDA League tournament. It's currently a lively contest, great battle between the two. We have all the ingredients of a great match between the two. The only missing thing is the goal or goals coming from the two around the area. The flag of the assistant referee is once again up, and once again up against Young Boys. And Young Boys dressed in white and green. whilst Miami in light green shorts and black socks. Mohamed Dukure, of course, welcome back to the Kunkujang Ketaya football field. As Buba NK Ture will always say, Kunkujang Ketaya mini stadium, and it is the ground that is currently hosting this great and grand final, proudly and officially bankrolled by APS. And of course, it's the final between Young Boys and Miami. All the ingredients of a final, but the only missing thing is the goals. So of course, welcome to the Kunkujang Ketaya football.
Well, many thanks to you. My special boss, Pa Lamin Fati, who is no other person, a special reporter for LSTV, one co-commentators, Seksidal Kujabi, Kemo, Kanye, Saliu, Jalo, and also we have Steve Trawale. It's like Pa Fati, we're witnessing and we're watching one of the massive final, one of the electrifying final between these two sides, young football club, young Stars of football club, and this other side Miami. It's like Miami, the first 20 minutes is like they have the vantage position of winning this encounter as after squandering all their chances. In football is very fair. When you have chance, you squander, the opponent side got it. They will, when they convert, you will be punished by that converting. So it is high time when you have chance. Why not you have to convert it, you have to score the particular chance you have. But nonetheless, we watch over 30 minutes. We witness over 30 minutes here. So maybe we are in a 9 minutes into the first encounter here. So as of now, this is what I have for LSTV.
Thank you very much, Mohamed Dukure. Already 2 players down, 1 for Young Boys and the other for Miami. Currently, the game is temporarily stopped as the medics are already on the pitch to give assistance to the players that are currently down injured for the 2 respective sides. And on the other end, and of course it is enjoyable on and off the pitch. On and off the pitch, we're having a great fan base. We can't confirm which of the supporters are there, but of course they are currently on top of their feet and also on top of their voices, chanting these boys to glory. It's either going to be Miami or Young Boys to be crowned champions of APS-sponsored COSDA Zone League Final. And the winner will be going home with a whooping $30,000 cash prize, giant trophies, gold medals, whilst the runner-up will pocket home a consolation fee of $20,000, silver medals, and of course, as consolation. It's currently, or the game is currently stopped as the medics are currently working on the player for Miami City who is currently down injured, back on his feet. He seems to be okay, and any moment from now, Central Referee Babukar I. Bojang will get the ball rolling once again. Interesting first half between Miami and Young Boys. Miami having the lion's share of the chances crafted and also possession, but currently struggling to find the back of the net at the Kunkujang Ketaya football field. And in case you're just joining us, the game is also live on LSTV1 at the commentary cabin. Lamin Fati, Saliu Jalo, Kemo Kanye, Sidat Kujabi, Mohamed Dukure, Lamin Jara, Yusuf Ajoub and Co. From the Kunkujang Ketaya football field, and the game is live around the center. It is Young Boys now who are currently playing a 0-0 scoreline against Miami. Player rustled and rewarded. It's currently a lively contest, great battle between the two. The two sides were in the same group, in Group A. And of course, the last fixture played between the two ended 1-0 in favor of Miami, who got the better of Young Boys by a goal to 0. Is that going to be the same scoreline, or this time around it's going to be the turn of Young Boys over Miami? Remains to be seen. Team captain getting that ball long around the area. Miami heading it down. A glancing header. Miami picking possession, trying to launch that ball on the far side. It's going to be an attack coming from Miami City. Great control and turn. Bubakar Gay around the edge, trying to test the goalkeeper from distance, sailed over the crossbar. That was definitely a great build-up. Kemo Kanye, it was indeed a great build-up. And the final touch coming from Babukar Gay was a bit disappointing.
Yes, very well. Gay, the youngster for them, he is the player who also was doing very well for Kunkujang Friends in the 3rd division. So, but he's a very, very good player, and also a very young player for that matter. So, but Miami, they are the team that is currently dominating the proceedings here. But nonetheless, when you are creating the goal scoring opportunities, you need to make sure that you capitalize on those ones and then try to put them into the back of the net. We have also seen a little from that of their their opponents, I mean young boys from Sinchu Alaji, who have also threatened, on a few occasions here. So if they happen to, create one very good chance for them and then capitalize on that, then that will be a blow for the Miami side. But nonetheless, Miami, they can still score. Any of the sides here can score a goal into this particular contest before it ends. Already we have seen a very, very tough encounter between these two sides here in Miami, who are the home side, one would say, because they are the team from Kunkujang here, and then the traveling team of young boys are equally doing very well in regards to this particular game. Their approach to the game has been very good. The way they are trying to defend, or the way they are defending against their opponent, is also top notch, and also what their efforts here in trying to get themselves to the glory is just magnificent, and then they are doing it with a style. So let's see which of the sides here will be able to at least pull up an opener here, whether it has to come from Miami or that of the the young boy side. But it is going to be a very, very crucial goal for any of the sides here who is able to open the score here.
Thank you very much, Kemo Kanyi. Of course, it's an interesting game coming to you live from the Kunkujang Ketaya football field, and it's the final. Of course, the league competition proudly and officially sponsored by APS, and the game is live on LSTV. One at the commentary cabin for Lamin Fati, just as I said. Kimo Kanyi, Sesidat Kujabi and Co. It's a delivery coming from the goalkeeper for Miami City. Suleiman Drame is the custodian, not a decent one on the far side. It's a throw in this time, and a throw in to young boys who are currently playing from our left to right, or right to left from our cabin, whilst Miami playing from our left to right. And special thanks to all those currently monitoring this game live on our official Facebook page, and also on our YouTube channel, live on Facebook and YouTube of LSTV1. On the far side, the flag of the assistant referee is already up. Miami will have the opportunity deep in their own half. The left-sided wing back will benefit from a throw in. It has been a lively game. Great afternoon at the Kunkujang Ketaya football field. And of course, it's a 7-team tournament. It's supposed to be a team tournament, but one of the teams, it's going to be an attack. Miami trying to cause some problems. Player looking to dribble past a group of defensive players. Strikes blocked in there, and finally, ball being cleared partly by young boys who are currently trying to clear their line at the expense of Miami City. Young boys once again. It's an opportunity for young boys now, trying to play the ball forward and to connect the center forward, who wouldn't get to that ball, into the gloves of the custodian Suleiman Drame. And Suleiman is the custodian for Miami. And the rest of the players on the far side, the flag is already up. Mal control on the far side for Miami. Young boys will take, desperately in need of a breakthrough. Will they be able to get it before lemon time remains the biggest ambition, but also the biggest question. Of course, is an impressive turnout, a great turnout from the Kunkujang Ketaya football field, and the ground currently hosting this crucial final, proudly and officially bankrolled by APS, and APS sponsored COSDA Zone League final between Young Boys Football Club and Miami, and it's a set piece for Young Boys. Young Boys will deliver. In the semi-finals, it was Young Boys 1, Darussalam nil, Miami 4, Soca Boys nil. And the final is currently Young Boys and Miami, who is going to be crowned champions and champions of APS-sponsored COSDA Zone League final, remains to be seen. It ball been partly cleared by Miami. Young Boys regain possession in their opposition's half. The flag of the assistant referee is up. That seems to be a furious technical area, as the technicians believe that shouldn't have been an offside. But anyway, the central referee has the final say, and he is Babukar I Bojang. Alasan Tambedu is one of the assistants, Tombon Ture and Yusufa Sambu serving as the fourth assistant referee in this crucial and lively football final. Any moment from now, the fourth assistant referee will surely be putting up the additional minutes. Lamin Jara, we have already or almost exhausted the entire minutes, as any moment from now the fourth assistant referee will be putting up the minute of additional time, and probably we might be heading back into the dressing room with a 0-0 scoreline, or unless if both sides or one of the sides is able to at least find the back of the net.
Yeah, it's the first half, and that will not be the end of the world. In fact, the fourth official has raised the board, and there will be 60 seconds added to the 45 minutes that has been played. I think, it has been a very good game considering that it's a final. But again, you look at Miami City. To me, they have been the more dominant team, the more composed team. They forced young boys into making mistakes in their own half. Could have been 2-0 on a very good day. Had decisions when they are away earlier on in the first half, but that did not happen, and it's 0-0. But again, I think they will be disappointed if they were to go to halftime a goal down, or in fact go into halftime 0-0. They have been the dominant force. It's about when you feel the manner in which this game is played. It's about when are Miami going to score, or can young boys come in the second half to change this game on its head? That's the $1 million question. But so far so good. It's Miami City's final, but the important statistic is 0-0, pa.
Thank you very much, Lamin Jara. Earlier on, Sidat Kujabi came Okanya, and any moment from now, the central referee might be putting up this game. Of course, half time into the gloves of the custodian. The goalkeeper seems to be struggling on the far side, and already that's a crash on him by the advancing player. Is that going to be the final action? Of course, it is half time at the Kunkujang Ketaya football field between Miami and Young Boys. Sidat Kujabi, of course, an interesting first half. But the Lions here, of course, went in favor of Miami, who failed to find the back of the net. They must be kicking at themselves by now.
Indeed, great display coming from them. They have been the most impressive team when it comes to possession, gathers, progression carries forward. They have been a much better team, that shows, how to play together as a team. They know how to move the build-up from behind towards the final third, and they have produced, individual brilliance and quality in the game. The team captain for Miami have been a very remarkable player for Miami at the heart of the midfield, producing high quality of leadership coupled with amazing display coming from him. And Musa Jaju, the number 7, have been also very instrumental for Miami's attack whenever they are taking progression forward. So they produce a very fascinating game of 45 minutes. That was like you alluded earlier, they must be disappointed that the 45 minutes doesn't yield them any fruit. Though they come 3 times, giving a warning shot, but then that were never, goals that were registered officially. But then, so far they have been a better team. And if there is a team to be tipped based on the input that a team put on the pitch, we can boldly say Miami are going to take, this giant, trophy ahead of us, in front of us, and also a whooping, cash prize, funded by APS. And we need to thank APS for coming in, to support community football. We have seen them, do, continue to, did great things for so many communities, across, the country. Sometime we were in Sanyang where we witnessed, APS also come in to support the Combo South, district championship, and also so many places, within which schools they have been there, giving, financial backing to communities. This is what we expect, from entities, whenever, we knock on their doors, they chip in to, show support and solidarity, and help to, promote, football at its best, especially when it comes to grassroots or community level. So a big compliment to APS management and every staff, that continue to represent this batch. And it is a great final, and now we'll mic the hand over the mic to Salihu Jallo and the rest of our media personnel here present, to engage the APS the committee members, regarding the organization of the tournament, and then everything that our followers need to know, regarding this great competition here. And any moment from now, Saliu would be all ready, to take us through. Meanwhile, we would cut the curtain here until Saliu and Nico are ready to take you through.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Kunkujang Ketea football field. It is the APS sponsored league final for COSDA. Not the Kunkujang Ketea to precise, but COSDA, a recognized zone in this country, of course, on the West Coast to be precise. With me is the faithfuls of APS, and of course is Dabo. Stand to be corrected. They are the main brain behind this package, this tournament, that is the APS sponsored COSDA Zone Tournament 2024-20. Well, they have supported many zones in this country, plowing back to the community. That is why sometimes they will tell you, we do it the Islamic way, the halal way, to be precise. Well, Dabo, the look on your face, you are smiling. Take us through the reason behind that. Come closer, please.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. APS is really happy to sponsor Costa Road Zone. It's really an honor. We've been looking forward to opportunities like this, and then we're happy to say this Costa Road Zone, it's one out of many zones that we are sponsoring at the moment, and we feel this is part of our corporate social responsibility, because sports, it's a very integral part of our lives, and then ensuring that we support the youth, help support the communities in the aspect of sport. It's something that is very important for our health and for the health of our community at large. So we are not stopping here. We've been doing a whole lot of community-based activities and support, and then we feel there will not be an area that we leave unturned. Anywhere that the people of this country need support in, APS is to support, and then we're not stopping with this zone or the 10 zones that currently we are sponsoring, but we're going beyond. So at this particular year, we're targeting more zones that we have not captured in the 2022 to 2025 tournament consideration. So we are really happy and excited to be here in the finals, and then we are honored to have been the main sponsor for this activity that we are attending today. Yeah.
We'll come back to the, of course, the expectation from APS, but you look at the face of one of your brand ambassadors in Nyancho Apachaki. He's smiling. Is that the mantra that you're trying to put or install in the faces of all these zones in this country?
Indeed, that's for sure, and you can see the same smile reflecting, from my face. So we are really happy whenever we take the step in ensuring that we support the people, because APS is completely Gambian owned, Gambian in Yokomom, from the CEO down to the cleaner. Everybody's Gambian. So the Gambian thing is what we live. We support the Gambia, make Gambia happy, and then put Gambia first. And this is the center of everything that we do. So we want everybody to be happy, and then we are happy to say the artists, like the influencers, we make sure that everybody's on board. And then this is just the beginning. There's more to come with APS. Thank you.
Well, indeed, there is more to come. And of course, just take us through the benefits if you're, of course, working with APS.
So thank you so very much. APS is a whole lot of things at the moment, but just to stick on some of the services that APS is currently offering to the Gambian public. So APS is the only wallet company in this country here that offers every single Gambian 20,000 free sending.
Come closer.
Yes, okay. Thank you so very much. So I just want to repeat.
Can you come back to that?
Yes, I want to repeat this, and I will emphasize it. APS is the only wallet company that offers 20,000 free sending to every single resident of this country.
Can you do that in the national language?
Yes, in a nutshell, APS képp ki nga xamante ne yaa ngi dëkk si Gambie bi fii ñu ngi laa may free sending of 20,000 every single month. Weer bu nekk doomi Gambian bu nekk wala képp ki nga xamante ne yaa ngi si dëkk si Gambie fii mun ngaa send 20,000 ci ku la neex te fekk doo si fay dara.
Zero charges.
This is completely zero free charges.
But this is also completely the first of its kind.
And then I'm telling you, and then the good thing is that it's every single month, and then it's like a coupon available to anybody who wants to use our platform. And it's like every single month, everyone can benefit from our platform to send for free for all the way to 20,000 without having to pay anything. So this is really exciting.
Well, I'm having an APS app, but I am on a money drought on that APS account.
Yeah.
But then those watching from distance, that is the message for you. You can send 20,000 just for free with free charges for precise. Yes, absolutely. But coming down to the community level with APS, you must have done your situation analysis very well. You scan the environment in the quest of plowing back to the community.
Yes, exactly. You know, we are trying to reach to the heart of the communities. We're trying to look at the areas that people have neglected and make sure that we are present, because the goal is to make impact into the lives of the people. We are Gambians. We want to give back to the Gambian, and then we want to not exempt anybody. So we've done our studies, makes our research, and then realize that Costa Road is, of course, one of the very most important areas wherein our contribution will make impact. Yeah.
All right. Of course. The final statement, endless possibilities?
Yes, of course. I just wanted to thank everyone and also thank the Gambian public to tell you APS, it's a completely Gambian owned. It's here for you, and then we will always stand by your side, support you, and then we prioritize you, and then we want to work together in making sure that we make life easy for you. So let's all try to open our APS account, use our facilities, be it like our free sending and many other things that we have for you. So everybody's welcome on board, and they know that APS is here to stay and here to support the Gambian people. So we thank you so very much, and we are happy to be with you.
The only solution to your problems is APS. Well, of course, deposit and send at a zero fee. Yes.
They have something to present. No, do it.
All right.
Let me just come here. The presentation. Coaches. But these people don't have no time.
Can you face the camera, please, for the record?
Yeah.
Buba, we are made to understand the Brikama Area Council have something for the COSDA Sport Committee.
Yeah, they give us a whooping amount of $50,000 as a donation as far as their contributions.
It's a check.
It's a check. So we don't have the physical money, sadly. But the beauty part of it is they also support us. I think that's exactly what we needed in the final, a local final like this. So the sport committee also have a certificate of appreciation to the chairman, that is the Brikama Area Council, and the lady council of us, and the Kunkujan Kete Award, that is not a person, than Honorable Jennifer Job. So we have two certificates that will also be given as a token of appreciation to them. We cannot pay them, you know. And we know the APS has sponsored 90,000 for the tourney, but also seeing that yes, Brikama Area Council also us coming in power, at least giving us at least amount of $50,000 is something that is very good.
And we also have to thank APS for, of course, supporting this tournament, to be precise. That is the APS COSDA sponsored league tourney 2025. You have seen medals, trophies here. It's all courtesy of APS, to be precise. You're watching us live on LSTV 1 with Usman, the tallest camera operator behind the scenes. But then just to remind the audience, you're welcome to APS. It is endless possibilities. And of course, save more with APS wallet. Well, of course, you can send or at free. That is 0 fees to be precise. That is APS for you. Just to remind the audience or the viewers up there, is Young Boys against Miami. Miami at their own patch. But Young Boys are also here for the same mission. And they might, of course, separate the boys from the men today. A giant trophy. I'm seeing Modu Lamin Nyasi Charlie here, the former head coach of Brikama United. Modu Lamin Nyasi Charlie, alias Charlie. And that is, of course, Modu Lamin Nyasi, the former gaffer of Brikama United, Charlie. That is the chairman by excellence. And of course, we don't know the chairman, but here we have only one chairman for now. That is the chairman of Brikama Area Council, Rebel Youngs Davo. Thank you very much. And our ever reliable madam, the councillor. Thank you very much. We're going to get something from distance. Yes, Usman. The two teams will line up there and come forward with the APS banner. Hey. They are coming with it. No, you're supposed to go there. No, don't let me fancy. Fancy, yeah? No, no, fancy. APS t-shirt. Boy. Hi. I'm like. No, organize. Organize. Hey.
Both parties, online. I was engaged both parties. In fact, I was engaging when you go engage. This night, following night, engaging. So what? So I was like able to establish one or two. But coming in here, none of them will come out and tell you this is the reason why I am resigning. This is the reason why we are telling you this is respectful.
Well, ladies and gentlemen watching via LSTV1, just a reminder, this is the APS sponsored COSDA Zone 20. And of course, they have been supporting zones. 10 zones have been supported through APS, to be precise. We spoke to Dabo earlier on, and you heard from him from APS. And you have seen the chairman of Brikama Area Council welcoming the support from APS and the two teams, that is Young Boys and Miami. It is zeros at halftime, and we are coming back to the second half of this encounter. You have seen the fans displaying the APS banner. This is just amazing. We appreciate this, the trophy, the medals, everything is coming from the ever reliable APS. And we thank each and everyone working with the APS wallet. It is absolutely endless possibilities, to be precise. That's why all smiles are on the faces of the COSDA Sport Committee. They welcome this support from APS. Well, to my understanding, the prayers of COSDA reach heaven when the phone rang a call from APS that hello, hi, we're going to sponsor this year's zonal competition. That is the COSDA Zone 20. Teams indeed participated at the highest level, and that is why we are here to close the chapter with the best two teams in this year's competition here in COSDA. That is the chairman of Brikama Area Council, taking through an introductory part from Miami SC to the panel of the day and then to the young boys. You have the APS camera operator, Barrow, originally from Panyaka to precise. Once again, we thank APS. Save more with APS wallet. And that is why it is called Wallet Mako. Wallet Mako. That is his wallet. That is my wallet. And that is your wallet. And that can be your wallet. Take the opportunity. Grab it from APS. And indeed, we are very grateful.
Buba! Buba!
Well, that is the IPRO having the APS wallet brand. This is just massive. And we will head to the second half of this game. That is the APS team having a picture. Well, indeed, we love it, and it is absolutely amazing. Community football at the highest order. That is why APS came, they saw, and they supported. Once again, I am Saleh Jallo from Capital FM. And of course, we tell us TV this evening at the Kungujang Keteya football ground. And just a reminder to the viewers out there, this is the APS sponsored of COSDA. Well, COSDA is a recognized zone, and COSDA is on the West Coast region. And of course, COSDA also participated in the West Coast zonal competition. Year before last, they were in the semis. Last year, in the quarterfinals. And of course, that is double with the brand. That is APS endless possibilities. And any moment from now, we will take you through the second half commentary with Parliament Fati, and that is of course the chairman, Youngs Dabo, taking the kickoff. Wow, that is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Well taken kick there. And Honorable Councillor Geneva, she's also here for the Sincho Alaji ward. But we'll return the baton to Parliament Fadi to take us through the second half of this game. Pies, over to you.
Thank you very much, Saliu Jallo. Of course, welcome back to the Kunkujang Ketaya football field. And of course, it's going to be the continuation of the live commentary of the great and grand final between Miami and of course it's Miami and Young Boys. And earlier on it was the chairman of Brikama Area Council, Yankuba Dabo, who has already taken the kickoff. And earlier on, it was the chairman of Brikama Area Council, Yankuba Dabo, who has already presented a check of 50,000 to the sports committee. And also taken, is that going to be the opener? That was definitely very close, unfortunately, once again from Miami, once again. That was definitely very close in the very first moments of the second period. Miami came very close once again. Sesidat Kujabi, that should have been the opener in the very first minutes of the second half. Once again, Miami, after squandering series of opportunities in the first period, once again another one squandered by Miami once again.
Yeah, indeed, another eye opener for young boys, to know, and have it at the back of their mind that Miami are definitely here for business. And as usual in the first 45 minutes of this encounter, they have soon desire. And right from the first goal in the second half, they maintain that momentum. If not, added on that momentum, they are not taking it low, because we have seen, the first attack was nearly, the opener in this crucial and very, very, great final that we continue to watch here. Still, they have the advantage, to clinch it and then be crowned, the champions until, it went otherwise. But so far, they have been the most enticing team to watch.
Thank you very much, Sesidat Kujabi. Of course, interesting second half. And it's the second half between Young Boys and, of course, Miami City. Coming to you live from the Kunkujan Ketaya football field is the great and grand final, proudly and officially sponsored by APS. And earlier on, it was chairman of Brikama Area Council, Yankuba Dabo. And Yankuba has already presented a check of $50,000. And he took the kickoff before the commencement of the second period. Miami City nil, Young Boys FC nil. And of course, it is great here on and off the pitch, as we're also having a great support base behind Young Boys and also Miami City. Miami dressed in, of course, light green shirts, light green socks and black socks, whilst Young Boys in green and white socks, shirts, green shorts and green and black socks. It's a corner for Miami. Crowded penalty area for Young Boys. Miami trying to unlock the defense. This time neatly converted around the Adler. Another opportunity. Miami crashed on another player for corner. It's a corner. Miami continue to search for a breakthrough, but currently struggling to find the back of the net. And it's a corner on the other end of the Kunkujan Ketaya football field. The number 7 will deliver that corner once again for Miami Football Club. And Miami's number 7 is Musa Chaju. In case you're just joining us, it's a great final at the Kunkujan Ketaya football field. The tournament proudly and officially bankrolled by APS. And of course, live on LSTV, one at the commentary cabin, Parliament Fati, Saliu Jallo and co. It's a corner. Musa Chaju floats that, glancing header, calling in for a handball. Desperately cleared by Young Boys Football Club. And the score is currently 0-0. And nothing separating the two. Miami being the most threatening side right from the beginning of the first period, coming down to the very first moments of the second period. Miami continue to search but struggling to find the back of the net. Will they be able to score? Or are we going to have a winner in regulation or post-match shootout? Remains the biggest ambition, of course, the biggest question into the gloves of the custodian Kitabu Sise. But before that, the flag of the assistant referee is already up. Kimo Kanyi, welcome back to the second period. And once again, Miami picking it from where they left it in the first period. It has been a brilliant first half for Miami, having numerous goal scoring opportunities, squandered almost all of them. And once again, in the very first minutes of the second period, we have seen another close effort coming from Miami, but failed to find the back of the net once again. Interesting first half, another interesting second half that we are currently seeing at the Kunkujan Ketaya football field.
Yes, Miami are a more pressing team since we have started watching this particular game. Since the onset, we have seen already that they have scored 2 goals, which have already been disallowed here by the center referee. The other one was a handball, and then another was an offside that was, awarded against them. But still, they kept on pressing their opponents, that is Young Boys of Sinchu Alaji, and then trying to make it so that they do the needful against them. But they are still playing very well. Miami, they are a more dominant side. They are the team that is currently dominating in possession and also in regards to the chances as well. So and they still maintains what they still maintain what they were doing in the first half, coming into the early part of the second half. Yeah. So so with that, if their opponent fail to do anything about their threat, of course they will be able to score against them. But as of now, so let's see what happens here, whether they will be able to do anything about that, or are we going to see their opponent also pull up a surprise here, because in football anything can happen. You can be pressing a team very high and then creating so much goal scoring opportunities against an opponent. If they are able to defend very well against them, their chance will also fall to them, and then if it had come to them, if they capitalize on their chance and then put it inside the back of the net, so that will change the whole dynamics of their game. Their confidence level will change, their mode of approach of the game will change, and also whatever that the game is currently dictated by as of that particular point will also change. So, but Miami are the team that is currently present here, and also are the team that is currently, doing or creating so much goal scoring opportunities, but still fail to, put any of those chances at the back of the net.
Thank you very much, Kemo Kanye. On the far side, it's a throw in for Miami, and it's still Miami nil. Young Boys nil from the Kunkujan Ketaya football field. Both sides picking it from where they left it. Chairman Brikama Area Council Yankuba Dabo is already with us. Any moment from now, he might be leaving the premises. Miami once again around the center circle. Miami dispossesses. Young Boys on the far side. The flag of the assistant referee stayed down. Young Boys around the age of the 18, currently struggling against Miami. Solid defensive work coming from Ibrahim Asanyang, central defender Miami. And the score is currently barring between the two from the Kunkujan Ketaya football field. Enjoyable and lively on and off the pitch. Hard battling contest, and also off the pitch. The great supporters behind Miami and Young Boys are also on top of their voices. We are definitely loving the atmosphere. The atmosphere from the Kunkujan Ketaya football field. The tournament proudly and officially bankrolled by APS around the center circle. Another opportunity. Ibrahim Kujabi with a decent one, trying to connect the player up front. It's a throw in for Young Boys. In the group stages, it was Young Boys who got defeated by Miami by a goal to nil. And already in the final, it's currently 0-0. We have played the entire first period 0-0, and here we are in the second period, and the score is still 0-0. And the game is coming to you live from the Kunkujan Ketaya football field, live on LSTV1 at the commentary cabin Parliament Fati. Saliu Jalo, Kemo Kanye, Sidat Kujabi, Mohamed Dukure, Lamin Jara, Yusuf Job and Co. And of course, it's live, and of course lively. On the far side, Miami will benefit from a set piece. Dressed in light green colors, playing from our right to left this time. In the second period against the boys in green and white, Young Boys. It is currently 0-0, glancing. Diving header coming from the central defender Bubakar Sow. And Bubakar's clearance is going to result to a corner on the far side. Musa Jaju to deliver the corner once again for Miami. Lively on and off the pitch at the Kunkujan Ketaya football field. Miami under the guidance of Musa Kujabi and Paside Jame. Lamin Jom and Latif Sow on the dugout for Young Boys. Central referee, of course, in this crucial and lively game is Babukar Ai Bojang. Al Hassan Tambedu, Tombong Ture and Yusuf Asambu serving as the fourth assistant referee. And the referee is currently having the discussion with the players around the center circle, around the 18-yard of Young Boys. Miami floats. This time it's a low one. Clearance from Young Boys. It's currently Young Boys 0, Miami 0. It was a 7-team tournament in Group A. It was Young Boys Miami, Real de Daru and Black Stars in Group B around the area. Clearance once again from Young Boys Football Club around the center. It's Young Boys to attack. Young Boys on the far side. It's going to be a card. That is going to be a card. And of course a deserved card coming from the central referee Babukar Ai Bojang. And of course that is a yellow card for Miami Football Club. And Young Boys having a player down injured. That was definitely a timely yellow card, and also a timely interception for the central defender. If he had allowed the player to advance, that could have been at least something dangerous for Miami side. So currently the player is down injured and will be assisted by the medics. But so far so good, it has all been Miami right from the beginning to the end.
Yeah, indeed, the player was forced to think whether to get his calculations right, to get it all wrong. And this time around, he was forced, to go in the opposite way. That is to go under the books of the of the central referee on that occasion, as a caught the player who was trying to exploit that side of the defense at the far end of the pitch, near the Miami fans base team. And that was a reckless tackle coming from the player that was. And to me, he's just lucky, to find himself under the books of the man in charge, the central referee, to be given a yellow card instead of a red card, because to me that is a double extension, wherein he intended on the angles of the player. And these are areas or positions on players nowadays. Referees don't seems to be very lenient whenever tackles are intended towards the angle or the knee. Is always a red card that is being shown. But this time around, the central referee opted to give him a yellow card instead of a red card. But in this kind of situation, you see best defenders, the likes of Van Dijk, will not go directly towards the ball. They will they will force the player to either play wide towards the through line, or delay the attack, allow the striker to come while, they are also dragging, towards their defense line. That is a delay tactics, to, give your players more room, to add security to the defense. But if you are in a rush, to go in for the ball, you either, miss on the player, and that's an open zone to exploit, and that could be a very dangerous moment for the team that is defending. Or you go in for the player, and in the process you will get contact with the player, and a foul will be awarded, or an infringement, and a card will be shown, like we have seen in this occasion. But then this kind of situation requires the players to think with the best of their intellect, to get the decision right. If not, the worst could be a red card, and the lenient could be only a yellow card, like we have seen in this occasion.
Coming from Seshidat Kujabi, earlier on Kemo Kanye. Interesting and lively game coming to you live from the Kunkujan Ketaya football field. And the tournament and the final proudly and officially bankrolled by APS. And APS is giving the winner $30,000, a giant trophy around the area. Is that going to be the opener? Another wasted opportunity. Miami City must be kicking at themselves by now. It's going to be a substitution for Miami. They created numerous goal-scoring opportunities. Once again, another glorious opportunity. Kemo Kanye squandered by Miami, who continued to search for a breakthrough, but still couldn't find the back of the net.
Yes, just in this second half here, in the first 15 minutes, we have seen them squandering two very good goal-scoring opportunities, Miami. But this is not good for them, and especially when they eventually concede a goal against their opponents here. It is going to be very, very difficult for them mentally, because those that have lost those very good goal-scoring opportunities will be having in their minds that, yes, if I had scored that, then we would have been leading by at least a goal or 2-0. So we are now down by this, but nonetheless, all the chances will come. We are not sure where those chances will fall, whether for the opponents or that of the Miami end, but chances will come, and solely we are going to at least see a goal into this particular contest before the final 90 minutes here will be ended here. But they have been putting up so many they have been putting up a very, very strong performance into this game, Miami, and then their opponents also they are very, very organized, this young boys side. Looking at the way they are playing this particular game, game, their approach to the game tells you that yes, they understand very well how to play against this particular side. Because Miami, the way they are playing, you know that it is a very, very strong team. It's a very, very strong side. So playing against them, you need to be at your best. And I believe, as for now, young boys are at their best. When they are attacking, they attack with intensity, in trying to make it so that they, they trouble the defense line for the Miami side. But it's been it has worked rather for either of the sides here in regards to the goal scoring. In regards to converting their chances into goals. For now, it is still 0-0 between Miami and that of the young boys side. The first game was drawn between them, and then here is a replay final between the two sides. So let's see whether they will be able to at least get themselves anything into this, and then whether we are going to see a goal that will be separating these two sides at the end of the 90 minutes here. But we are yet to witness any goal being scored here. But for sure, we may see at least a goal into this particular contest if the regular time fails to separate the two sides. Of course, it must be decided from a post-match shootout, and there one of the sides must win.
Thank you very much, Kemo Kanye. It's still interesting and lively from the Kunkujan Ketaya football field, and the game is live on LSTV1 at the commentary cabin. Parliament Fati, Sesidat Kujabi, Kemo Kanye, Saliu Jara, Lamin Jara, Saliu Jalo, Lamin Jara and Co. It's another delivery, this time point away by the custodian of young boys who are trying to be very much resolute defensively, trying to nullify all the dangers being posed by Miami City. Miami, on the other hand, trying to unlock every door in search for a breakthrough, currently struggling to find the back of the net. Is it going to be a winner in regulation, or is going to be post-match shootout to decide the winner between Miami and Young Boys? Or anyway, the biggest ambition for both sides is to lay a hand on the giant trophy, $30,000 a cash prize. Nobody will want to go in for the $20,000. The winner will be going home with a giant trophy, $30,000 a cash prize, and of course with gold medals, proudly and officially sponsored by APS. On the far side, the Young Boys, who are dressed in white and green shorts and green and black shorts. It's going to be an opportunity. This time player wrestled and rewarded. It's going to be an opportunity for Young Boys to deliver this set piece. And their oppositions have, the player is currently down. Dauda Drame is the player in question, supported by the central referee Babukar I Bojang, who is having the assistance of Al-Hassan Tambedu, Tombong Ture and Yusuf Asambo as the fourth assistant referee. Interesting and lively on and off the pitch. Interesting on and off the pitch from the Kunkujan Ketaya football field, and it is live. It is live. A great contest. What a game. What an afternoon from the Kunkujan Ketaya football field in the APS sponsored COSDA Zone League final, and the tournament is proudly and officially bankrolled by APS, and special thanks to President Yaya Ba and the entire team for organizing such a tournament. Currently it's a set piece for Young Boys, and Young Boys number 10 Bunama Baji is currently on the ball. Two-man wall assembled by Miami. Bunama trying to test the goalkeeper from distance. That was probably going to trouble the custodian, and not a very good catch from the custodian before tipping the ball over the crossbar for a goal, for a corner. That was definitely a troubling one for the custodian, but he was definitely alert enough to get that ball off the area for a corner. And corner, Young Boys, and Young Boys also will try to get something from this corner. It's a corner for Young Boys. The boys dressed in a green and white. This time it's a decent one, partly headed out by Miami. On the far side, Young Boy, great possession, and this time couldn't connect to the player on the far side as the ball is already off for a cool kick. But before that, a player down injured. There is a player currently down injured for Miami And the score is currently 0-0 and time is definitely running out. Time is definitely running out. There should be a goal in regulation. Or are we going to see this game heading to post-match shootout? Or probably a replay. We have to confirm that from the organizing committee. But currently it is 0-0, either heading to a penalty shootout or a replay to decide this final.
Yeah, indeed, we have seen glimpses of young boys also showing a lot of, desire in the second half, taking the game onto, Miami, who have been, the most threatening team during the most of these encounter here. And the last time, they asked questions, they nearly caught the netminder, at surprise. But then, fortunately for him, he was very alert on that occasion, only to push the ball and then, parried it over, the crossbar for a corner. And then the corner also came in, young boys, were, very promising on aerial. So I think if I am the gaffer of young boys, I'll look for, those kind of opportunities wherein I'll, win set pieces, within the final, third of Miami's own dangerous territory and also corners, because they have, shown glimpses of greatness when it comes to aerial balls, and these are ways and strategies. If you are not, great as the opponent when it comes to possessional football or moving the ball like how Miami is comfortable doing, they can play with long balls or second balls, and then start the build up directly to the main striker, then look for options wherein they can rely on the second balls. They might even got fouls or corners in the process, and that could be the game changer for them. But then still we have a couple of minutes, to separate these two teams, and now it's getting more tense and more electric on the stands, and then nerves are juggling, and then both teams definitely would desire to be crowned as the champions, despite the fact that the head-to-head results was in the favor of Miami. But then it's a different bowl game, a different occasion. This is a final, and if young boys knows, they couldn't unlock this stubborn team that is very comfortable in touching and gathering, touches moving forward, the only thing they could do is to, close down the game on this Miami team that is very comfortable with the ball, and then frustrate them towards the latter part of the game. And if the game is going to force to post-match penalty shootout, maybe they could get their way through from the lottery or the post-match penalty shootout. Who knows? But then that could be the game management or the approach for the gaffer of young boys, because when it comes to dominance, Miami are just a better team. But then these are ways and means you could frustrate the opponent and get the advantage on your strength, and one of the strengths could be force them to a lottery at the post-match penalty shootout. Maybe gamble your way or craft your way out, to eventually be crowned as the champion.
Thank you very much, Sesirat Kujabi. Earlier on, Kemo Kanye. And of course, interesting and lively from the Kunkujan Ketaya football field. And it is still lively between Miami and Young Boys. The score is currently barring scoreline. Which of the sides will be laying a hand on the giant trophy and the whooping $30,000 cash prize remains to be seen. That was a decent one, but partly caught out by Young Boys and trying to keep that ball in play. It's a throw in and going to be taken quickly. Young Boys nil, Miami nil. Young Boys nil, Miami nil. Young Boys nil, Miami nil is the current score from the Kunkujan Ketaya football field. It's a lively contest, and this is going to be an opportunity for Young Boys to get the ball from their own half. And the custodian for Young Boys is Kitabu Cisse in goal. Young boys in there have that's still waiting for the ball to be introduced. And the team captain is currently working on some preparations.
We apologize for that.
It's going to be a delivery any moment from now.
The sound system is from Yomi, so that's why. So it's owned by Yomikas. So we apologize for that. And we will go back straight to the commentary desk. We all know it's already live on LSTV1.
It's a set piece for the team captain for Young Boys. And the team captain, long and high one. In their opposition half. Great possessive display coming from young lads of Young Boys. And Miami around the center circle is going to be a clearance. Badly done. Miami will surge forward. Can they get something from this? Another straight header. And the central referee has already given the opportunity to Young Boys who are currently deep in their own half. The referee is of course Babukar I. Bojang, Alhassan Tambedu, Tombong Ture and Yusufa Sambo, serving as the fourth assistant referee. Lively on and off the pitch between Miami and Young Boys. Young Boys dressed in green and white, whilst Miami in light green shorts around the area. Great possessive display coming from these young lads. Already the fourth assistant referee has already signaled for a throw in and in favor of Miami or Young Boys. On the right back and number 4 Babukar Sow to deliver, playing that ball short. Miami in their own half. Miami Football Club. This time lost possession through Musa Jaju, and Musa will have the opportunity to deliver. Musa Jaju has already lost possession. Thank you very much, Sidi Bikani. In case you're just joining us, you are reminded that we still coming to you live from the Kunkujang Ketaya football field. And of course, it's the APS sponsored COSDA Zone League final. And the final and grand final between Young Boys FC and Miami Football Club. And of course, it's lively and entertaining on and off the pitch from the Kunkujang Ketaya football field. Live on LSTV1 at the commentary cabin, Parliament Fatih. Of course, Kemo Kanye, Salih Chalo, Sesidat Kujabi, Mohamed Dukure, and Yusufa Jub, Lamin Jara and Co at the commentary cabin for LSTV1. It has been an interesting first half and also great beginning in the second period. The lion's share of the possession and also the chances crafted in this contest went in favor of Miami, and Miami failed to capitalize in turning their chances into goals, and the score is currently barren from the Kunkujang Ketaya football field. And this is of course live, and on the far side is going to be an opportunity for Miami. Musa Jaju wrestled and rewarded by the central referee, and the referee is of course Babukar I. Bojang, who is having the assistance of Alhassan Tambedu, Tombong Ture and Yusufa Sambu serving as the fourth assistant referee. Lively. The last fixture played between the two, it ended 1-0 and 1-0 in favor of Miami, and the score is currently barren from the Kunkujang Ketaya football field, and of course live on LSTV1. And in case you're just joining us, Young Boys Football Club under the guidance of Lamin John and Latif Sow is starting with Kitabu Cisse in goal, Bubakar Sow, Sehnjai, Lamin Gassama, Bunama Baji, Dauda Drame, Musa Sala, Alaji Jete, Mamadou Jallo, Amadou Jallo and Bemba Dafe completing the 11 for the boys dressed in white and green socks, and green and black socks, currently playing from our left to right, whilst Miami Football Club under the guidance of Musa Kujabi, Pasidi Jame of course serving as the head and assistant coaches, has started the contest with Suleiman Drame, Modlamin Jaju, Ibrahim Kujabi, Samba Manga, Babukar Gay, Modlamin Kamara, Ibrahim Sanyang, Ali Ujub, Modu Baji, Se Omar Jaju and Musa Jaju of course completing the 11. And the last fixture, as I said earlier, between the two ended 1-0 in favor of Miami in the group stage, because they were in the same group in Group A alongside Real de Daro Black Star, completing the 4 teams that were in the same group of Group A. And in Group B we had Soccer Boys, Star Jalo and Darussalam. And in the semi-final, it ended Young Boys 1, Darussalam 0, Miami 4, Soccer Boys 0. And here we are in the final between Miami and Young Boys, around the edge of the 18. Can they get something? This was definitely timely coming from the central defender and number 6 for Miami Football Club. Molamin Jaju was just there in time to get that ball off the pitch, and Sesidat Kujabi is going to be a corner, and this time the corner in favor of the boys in green and white. Young Boys also trying to have have a grip of this contest. They had a terrible first period, but once again trying to have a firm footing as far as the second period is concerned.
Indeed, it has been a nightmare, if you like, for young boys in the first 45 minutes of this encounter. It has been all Miami, all through, and then right from the tunnel, I think the gaffer did an amazing job to restore that confidence in young boys, and then to give them the right information that they needed to impact onto the gym, so that that could be reflected on the pitch. And meanwhile, they have upped their game. We have seen them, taking the game onto Miami on different occasions, trying to pose, those questions also, to Miami. But still, when it comes to possession gathers and then, progression taking forward, I think Miami still edged them. But then, so far, they have shown a little bit of courage, in trying to up their performance compared to the first 45 minutes of this encounter. And if Miami, had to end this game with a barren scoreline, they are just unfortunate, because they have been, the most threatening team, taking progression onto the opponent and giving young boys those warning shots or warning alerts on 3 occasions. But then unfortunately all their efforts were ruled out, and now the game is getting down to the wire, and the team that show a lot of desire, courage, ambition, and willingness to cling this almighty giant in front of us, giant trophy in front of us, would eventually be crowned as the champion. If not, maybe the committees will tell us whether we are going to witness a rematch or a game is going to be decided at the post-penalty shootout. Pa is confirming it's going to be a post-match penalty shootout. But then, to me, if Miami has to go all the way to lose it at the post-match penalty shootout, it would be a very, very disappointing evening for them.
It's going to be a disappointing evening, of course. Words of a colleague and brother, says Siddharth Kujabi, and of course time is definitely running out, and running out for both sides. It's still Young Boys nil, Miami nil from the Kunkujanketaya football field, and any moment from now we're going to see a substitution coming from Miami. Time definitely running out. Unofficial, we have already played 33 minutes unofficial in the second period, so we can say we have under 7 minutes of normal time plus additional minutes before the central referee will wrap up the minutes. On the far side, it is Young Boys now trying to test the goalkeeper from distance. Of course, the goalkeeper Aladenov for Miami Football Club, and the custodian is Suleiman Drame. Time running out for both sides. Are we going to have a late goal? And if there is no late goal, the game will be heading to post-match shootout to decide the winner. And the winner, of course, will be going home with a giant trophy, whooping $30,000 a cash prize. And the giant trophy, $30,000 a cash prize, and the medals are proudly and officially sponsored by APS. And of course, APS has been the reliable partner as far as this competition is concerned. Of course, no wonder it is named the APS sponsored COSDA Zona League tournament, and the tournament has already reached its climax with the final between Young Boys Football Club and Miami. In the semi-final, it was Young Boys 1, Darussalam nil, Miami 4, Soca Boys nil, and any moment we're going to have a substitution coming from Miami, who are currently playing a 0-0 scoreline against Young Boys. Kemo Kanye, time definitely running out. Of course, we are going to have a late goal. If there is no late goal, it's going to be post-match shootout to decide the winner.
Yes, very well, but it is a final, so every other team that is playing in the final knows that this is a different game, and they will do what it takes to making sure that they stop their opponents from scoring against them. And then we have seen both teams doing that very well, and then trying to making sure that they defended very well against their opponent. Though Miami have created enough chances that could have given them at least a lead into this particular game already, but they have failed to capitalize on any of the chances that they have created so far. I mean, a team that have scored 4 semi-final. I mean, in the final, they have failed to register any single goal in their name. Not that they haven't created goal scoring opportunities, but yes, they have created enough that could have given them a lead into this particular game. But their opponents, Young Boys, is a team that is also a very, very organized side, and then they are trying to make it so that they defended very well. And whenever they are attacking, you see them attacking with numbers, and also in trying to make it so that they exploit the defense line for their opponents, that is Miami side. But nonetheless, it is still 0-0. Already a great game rather, a bit between the two sides here in Miami and that of the traveling Young Boys side.
Thank you very much. Interesting final moments at the Kunkujang Ketaya football field. It is getting more and more interesting. Where is the trophy heading to remains the biggest question. Which of the sides will be going home with the giant trophy? $30,000 in cash prize and gold medals remains the biggest question and ambition. Is it going to be Young Boys or Miami? Is still the biggest question. Of course, coming to you live from the Kunkujang Ketaya football field, and the game is also live on LSTV1. Just as I said, at the commentary cabin, Parliament Party, Sesidat Kujabi, Mohamed Dukure, Mokani, Saliu Jalo, Lamin Jara, and of course Yusuf Ajob. The things are getting interesting. This time it is Young Boys on the far side. Can they get something from this attack? This time around, flashes in across inches of the head of the advancing player. Danger not averted. Around the edge of the 18. Still struggling to have their way out. This time Miami on a defensive work this time around, while Young Boys around the 18-yard area. Central referee waved in for a play on. It's going to be Miami in their own half. Lost possession to Young Boys, and already Miami picking possession in their own half, playing the ball short. Miami nil, Young Boys nil, coming to you live from the Kunkujang Ketaya football field. Are we going to have a winner in regulation or post-match shootout? What a miss, and what a miss once again from Miami. Is that going to be a penalty? Yes, that's a penalty. That's a penalty for Miami, and Miami will now have the glorious opportunity. What a moment from the Kunkujang Ketaya football field, as the central referee of course has already pointed to the spot, and a spot by the central referee, and Miami will definitely have the opportunity. Sesidat Kujabi, Miami Football Club will now have the glorious opportunity after squandering huge and glorious opportunities, and they will now have the opportunity to find the back of the net. Already is a penalty as pointed by the central referee, and Miami will now have the opportunity to put this game to bed if they are able to score from the spot.
Yeah, I think the game is eventually, trying to reward Miami for the effort that they have put in this game. I think they have been, the better side, though they were not able to open the opponent, in open play. But then, it was a very, very good decision coming from the central referee. I think spot on, and this is the more reason why I continue to hail, the West Coast Refereeing, Association for an amazing job.
Thank you very much, and we will engage Saliu Jalo immediately after the penalty. And currently huge responsibility on the shoulder of Seomar Jaju. And Jaju Seomar 14 will now have the glorious and huge responsibility on his shoulder. He definitely need to score, and definitely score, and that would have been, of course, the winner for Miami. Will he be able to convert remains to be seen. Seomar Jaju, player in question. Jaju Seomar. Seomar Jaju! On Miami into the roof of the goalpost, and of course Miami took the deserved lead at the Kunkujang Ketaya football field. Saliu Jalo, of course, deadlock broken in the final moments at the Kunkujang Ketaya football field, and once again to the side that have been on top of their game right from the beginning to this part of the second period, and once again they are rewarded, of course, from this spot. And Seomar Jaju slotted home the deserved advantage, and is currently in Miami. Any moment from now we might be seeing the central referee bringing this game to an end. Saliu Jalo advantage, and any moment from now we might be seeing celebration coming from Miami, as they are on the verge of celebrating this giant trophy and the whooping $30,000 cash prize.
As mentioned in the football in terms, strikers win you matches, defenders win you, give you titles. Prove futile here for young boys. Well, experience matters at that stage. At this point in time, with less than 10 minutes to go, he could have just protect his goal post and allow the player to do everything. But then the prayers of Miami absolutely reach heaven. This has been their ground. The three trophies that they lifted here, 3 trophies in a row. That is Miami FC. This is their first ever league final on the COSDA, and this is a mega sponsorship package coming via APS to be precise, supporting community football. But then it is just unfortunate that young boys are trailing by a goal to nil with less than 5 minutes to go, and they have to, of course, change doubters into believers if they are to prolong this game to the lottery. But Miami have less than few minutes to defend another crown, but a different crown this time around. Parliament Fatih.
Thank you very much, Saliu Jallo. To the final moments, Miami currently leading by a goal to nil. Probably that should have been the second penalty. That would have been another penalty for Miami, but the central referee waved in for a play on. Another defensive work coming from the goal scorer on the far side. And you could see the celebrations coming from the supporters of Miami on the far side.
They have been given that certificate, that honor as the best fan base of Kunkujankete here when it comes to this Nawetan, this competition. That is the Miami fan base. They come with differences. They have been traveling with this team. Well, we haven't seen their team captain here, Carrick. Yes, Eric, I believe he was suspended, and of course, but despite that, he will be celebrated as a champion of this COSDA 20 sponsored by APS Pafati.
Thank you very much, Saliu Jallo. Into the final moments, Miami leading by a goal to nil, courtesy, of course, of their number 14, Sir Omar Jaju, who stood up to get the opener, of course, in this contest at the Kunkujankete football field, and of course, is definitely lively on and off the pitch. On the far side is an attack, but before that, the flag of the assistant referee is already up, and Miami currently enjoying every moment at the football field.
Thank you for sending that communique to the center referee, because the moment you mentioned that, you have to look over and show the flag, and it is a relief for Miami. Well, earlier on, young boys were on the brink of course, breaking the deadlock. They pushed Miami to the wall. They tested them to the limit. But Miami, being so much resilient and comfortable when it comes to finals, they have already defied the odds, and they are sending another clear message that we will lift the trophy in Kunkujankete. Yes, we will also lift this trophy under a zone called COSDA to be precise. But young boys have also something to brag. Well, a competition of 8 teams that participated in this edition. Young boys, they will tell you, yes, we came, we saw, but we couldn't conquer, and we will be runners-up. Probably they are runners-up pending for now, and the champions-elect pending is absolutely Miami right now.
It's getting closer for Miami, as the team currently leading by a goal to nil. From this spot, they had an incredible first half, rewarded in the second period and in the final moments. From this spot, any moment from now, we might be seeing the central referee. Of course, that's the final action. Full time from the Kunkujankete football field. And celebrations in style, of course, for Miami after getting the late goal, and of course they are the crown champions. Of course, the zone tournament, proudly and officially bankrolled by APS. Saliu Jallo, celebrations for Miami as they won the competition with a slender margin from the spot by a goal to nil against the boys of Young Boys, and it is game over.
Yes, we also thank the security for, of course, helping us here in this beautiful game of football. And we need to give the devil its due part. That is, of course, APS for supporting community football. Well, they came, they saw, and they supporting 10 zones in this year's edition, and COSDA being one of the beneficiaries. You look at the trophy and the medals, it's just amazing. And these players will be dressed today, and they will be celebrated. And there's a trophy heading to Miami trophy cabin, And we also need to thank the Honorable Councillor, that is Councillor Madam Jennifer Job, to precise. She has been supporting Kunkujang Ketaya and COSDA as well in the quest of developing community football. And we have seen another gentleman all the way from Farato, that is Sakoma, married with fortune, currently. And Birkama, we know what we know. Jara will tell Sakoma, we know what we know. Thank you, Sakoma, for coming. Thank you, APS, once again. Endless possibilities, and that is why Miami are crowned champions. They will be crowned champions. The faithfuls of Real de Banjul, champions of the land as well. Thank you for gracing this grand finale. The sport committee, the organizing committee under Buba NK Ture as the PRO. And of course, each and everyone watching via LSTV. Obrigado, APS. Thank you very much, APS. Aluta continua. Thank you very much. It is over to Buba NK Ture now.
Thank you very much, Charlie, and thank you very much, Pafati and Yoko. A very good match between Miami FC and Young Boys. And Young Boys NK. Hand up to them and congratulations to Miami. And once again, congratulations to APS for sponsoring this Costa 2025-2024 season. And thank you to the spectators that are here. And before we start the proceedings, we'll call the two teams here. And we'll have an APS. The other young person from them, I will give a speech to the fans here. And also we'll have few words from the Honorable Councillor to advise the youths here before we start the awarding ceremony. So it's been a long day, and thank you very much, West Coast Regional Refs, for that wonderful performance, and thank you very much to all the media houses and journalists present here for covering this beautiful and lovely atmosphere. And once again, congratulations and thanks also to the Red Cross for always being when they are called to come and render first aid information. And we cannot also go without thanking the chairman of COSDA, Yayaba, and his executive, Ture Madi and co, for running this tournament up to the last day. We have to say a big thanks and big congratulations to them. NK, we have a lot of dignitaries that are here. You can take us through to those who were here today. Some of them were here and they were left. And I know that there were good news because I see a check, but I don't know how much was written on the check. NK.
Yes, thank you very much, CDB Kanye. I am once again happy to see that the final is well attended. And also seeing that the dozens of my fellow journalists here attending this final as usual. But as you alluded earlier on, just to remind you, the big man in Birikama Area Council, Yankuba Dabo, was here and he graced the final, and then he took the kickoff as usual. We have our own Honorable Councillor of Kunkujang and Sujuwo, that is not a person that Honorable Jennifer Job is here with us. We have Mayan Sama, the Lady Councillor of Kunkujang also. We have the APS representative here witnessing this final. Just a reminder, they are the sponsor of this tourney. They give us a whooping amount of $90,000. Just $10,000 apart to 100K. A staggering amount of money it is. And we have Musa Kanaji and Kausu Dabo and Alaji Abdullah Dabo, the man with the double name. If you like, call him Alaji. If you like, call him Abdullah. All is okay with him. And we have the sport committee of Jabang, that is the sport president. Also here, Babukar John is here. We have Suleiman Chow, also a member of UDP. Also here, we have Ibrahim Afal, a member of Real de Banjul, official. They are the champions once again in the Gambia First League. One of the officials is also a native of Kunkujang Ketea. Yes, Ibrahim Afal in the name. We also have the representative of the Kunkujang Ketea Youth and Sport Committee. Remember, they are the hosts of this final once again. That is Kunkujang Kete Mini Stadium. I once said it 10 years ago. Here would be a mini stadium, and we are cooking to the direction. Sooner or later, everything will be here as just like Brikama Boxbar Mini Stadium. We have Babakar Jiba, the committee number 2 or the vice president of the Kunkujang Kete Youth and Sport Committee. We have Omar Maron, the Auditor General of the Kunkujang Keta Youth and Sport Committee. We have Salu Jallo, Brahma Jame, the Secretary General, and we have Modu Jan. They are all a member of the Kunkujang Keta Youth and Sport Committee. Well representative. Dauda is here also. We have Dudu Marang, they are also here. And also we have people of like Omar Dabo, also a native of Kunkujang Ketea. We have Alu Kurubali and Musa Boja and Modla Minyasi from Brikama. We have Keba Jame and Mustafa Job is the head coach of Black Star, a team that when this tournament without a point is Black Star, and their head coach Mustafa Job is here also winning in this final. We have Bukai Gay, also a member of Jabang Youth and Sport Committee. It is a well-organized tournament. It's only 8 teams. We have the opportunity to make it 16, but we decided to make it only 8. Just time was not in our favor. But just a quick reminder, City, and majority of the COSDA executive have resigned. This tournament is organized by only 4 people to make this tournament to be successful. If 4 people can organize the entire tournament, well, there we go. The hope look bright. I think a big congratulations to Yaya Ba. Yes, this year is this maiden as the final, as the chairman of this Coastal Sport Development Association, and this is his first year. Look at the trophy. Look at everything is top notch. So everything is top notch. And the
winner is going home with 30,000, runners of 20,000.
Yes.
And now, can we have the 2 teams here, please?
Yes, can we have the 2 teams for
Fans Club, please.
Yeah, Jara, please come forward and Sexy Dad, please.
I am APS.
And Sexy Dad, Dugre, please come forward, please. Job. Come here, please. I want to see you, Job. Sexy Dad, please. Yes, Job.
Can you please come?
Dugre, come. Salut, please, Anna.
Can you please come?
Basidi, just quickly, before that will be done, I just want to know the experts that are here to tell us how did they feel the game, one by one. Let them hear their version before they say rendezvous. We'll start the matter with Job. Job, you are highly welcome. Hello, analysis, Janima Parela.
Everybody in Costa Rica, organizing the football competition, we always difficult.
Boy, I want to make arrangement. So Janima Parela.
So kudos to them. They are sitting right here and they're facing me. I want to say thank you for coming up with 90,000. But I know they're looking for what they're looking for is visibility, and I want to believe they get that from not only COSDA but across all the zones. So hopefully that will motivate them, and of course maybe give 150,000. Probably in the next 5 years, maybe when the returns are higher, you never know. But again, I want to say congratulations to everybody for organizing such. Yeah, it's a good one, Jara.
Thank you. Can we have the young boys, please? Young boys, please. Can you come over? Young boys. Can we have the 2 teams here and the fans club? Young boys. Buba NK. NK Toure. NK Toure. NK Toure, okay.
Hello, young boys, please. Yeah. Buba, help us with young boys. Miami, please. Hello. Moss, can you please come here, Miami?
Hello. 1, 2, 1, 2. Young boys, can you please come the fans club? Both the players on the fans club, you want to see you inside here, please. Miami FC, please, you can come here, please. Just come to all the fans clubs. Allah will come out, please. Allah will come. So now, young boys, go down the team.
Us.
Wow, well, hello, fans club. Miami, miles of 5 million. I'm balance for our friends of 5 million. Miles of 5 million. I'm APS. Fans club players. Yeah, you can use it in your local language, so you can start with your name.
It's not working. Aywa, thank you so very much to everyone. Bafalan bile ko alia baraka bake. Okay, lafta fulal bile ko ala baraka bake kontanta bake alnata mojibe. Dumbanda kontano itandila to the finalist. Aliyakata bakel, I mean, both the winner and then the second winner, we call them. Albea Katale, Aliala Kato Dankele, and Alia Game very interesting. So APS want to congratulate the finalists to this game. And Nukana Contano from Bake, Kalbe congratulate you all are winners. To us there is no loser. So laughter viewers soul and fan soul and all the spectators Kalbe tend to Bake Kaljay with the love and belief you have in your teams. And then the committee, we just want to thank you so very, very much for this. APS, we have been at the forefront of sponsoring youths and women. And then Najeko, we have to champion and be determined in ensuring that we build a nation of wealthy people. And we all know that health is wealth. And that's why we've been very, very eager as a company to ensure that we support health-fruiting initiatives such as sports and football like this. So APS, but kule mi alon ko meta jele ka more support ka community zone staff ka je ko ngana ke company mi alon ko will just be profit driven but fe na so na muro di community kan pour ka je ko mol fare na fa so mbulu nyimmo ku kilinete kabondi ku jama naminke APS of course zone jamal sponsor kan min Costa Road zone da maman killing and fengo fen na ke jang wonyo ngol ke zone dul farand. And that's not all, we have a new package as well for many more zones as well. So Laftai Tandalako APS is a brand that is a completely Gambian owned. And Kabondi, from our CEO all the way to low level people like myself, we are all Gambians. The administration, everyone is Gambian. And then we just want to make sure Albeya Lonko APS Battle Lejang and Mbakua Kukekang Atol Gatol Lekana priority. Just to elaborate na service holder, just to know that APS Battle Lejang, APS is the only Gambian company, me alonko, ika 20,000 free sending the every single Gambian la, whether you are Gambian or not, so long as you are Gambia resident, we giving you 20,000 free sending to every single Gambian every single month. This is a very big leap and step that APS Baminta kan kaje ko na bata transfer Karola. And APS mandanyina, APS ya sector dol sodal minjo APS microfinance, milialon ko they have been helping youths, institutions or lobitanol and in community Jamal Gambe jang ke mako ke la project sol finance here in a very smooth and then comfortable way. APS Manda Water, of course, APS it has another component called APS International. Milialan ko they've been a very and then one of the best leading remittance institutions in this country here for this decade. And then Kodisendo ya sonendi na brother soul na sister soul milialan ko iba Germany, Italy and many other countries. They are able to send money from there to you and then to their loved ones in this country. We have created this platform, created this avenue for the Gambians. So na dopo beta nata na longkang wala munyintiko nal ken na number 1 nal ken na priority nal fasa nal dema alba ko kuto na taraje kaje ko ale ken number 1 because Gambia comes first. I know it's high time tell me mu Gambia noti na Gambia ka first Ghana son Gambia ka second. And in a Gambia push nyato, Gamfonga push nyato. APS Valenti Nata Kala Sport make a success. We want all of you, Alien join Aliano APS is completely Gambian owned. Alia Bambunko, na Bambal Koma, Laftamin na Banqueta Nyato Sports La Carola, I can reality. And Nalano with Costa Road Zone, it is very possible. So Laftal Boy welcome on board. Kabondi Jam, Mobea, Trial, APS Wallet Osoro. From today onwards, ya try ni left sending killer to any of your loved ones, APS use. You wouldn't be paying anything all the way to $20,000. And this is something that we feel it's for the general masses like myself and everybody. So Mbafula Albala Baraka Bake, thank you so very much. APS is happy to be here for you. Allah Baraka.
I want to come back to APS. Thank you very much. And now the regular, the referee representative will Bro, you can come and present this to the referees. Can we have the referees and the Buba, referee's name. Bubakarai Bojang, Tombon. We have Alvas Tamberu, Yusufa Sambu, and Musa ASA. Where is them? Yes, thank you very much. You can receive the award here and you come and stand here for the picture. Yes. And the team place. That's the central referee. You can just stand there if you collect yours. Good. Stand there. Where is the match commissioner? Next. Just do it here once and for all. Yes. Okay. Good. Voilà. Kana wori ni pare dare. Next one. Musa, where is the match commissioner? Match commissioner is going to have the medal. Third official. Papa sama bijadia. Papa sama beko mama pare. Bro. Ini nadal. Thank you very much. Now, Honorable, you can come here. Chairman. Sir comes, you can come. Hello, you can come. Yeah. Tax most of course, rejuvenate Brikama United and produce talents. That was Jelly's man. Jelly came, he saw, and he delivered. And then he left.
And the team is in shambles now.
But then now, the team is in shambles. Yes, according to the faithfuls of Brikama, now the team is in shambles. They did tell him back, probably. Because Akoma is the agent according to Oda reports emanating from Kirkekode. But all said and done, we need to thank APS, the Council of Elders, to give the devil his due and maintain our Ramambi. Because you're seeing these medals, you're seeing these trophies, and every smile that is painted on the faces of these players is proudly and officially brought to you by APS. And that is why they are telling you they are the key solution to your problems. Deposit and send at zero fees, to be precise. I am now marketing for them, and I am with them officially. That is APS. We also do it the halal way. That is APS for you, Gambian owned, Gambians at work.
So now we are going to present the awards here before the runners of medals.
Yes, the awards. Best coach sponsored by APS.
Musa of Miami.
Musa.
Pujabi.
Musa.
course, a former goalkeeper of Miami.
Of course.
Former assistant to Aliou Jaju.
And he replaced Aliou.
But Aliou is still in the country. Any coach that lift a trophy in Miami, you travel.
Come and receive the certificate.
Any coach that lift a trophy in Miami, you travel. Aliou is still here.
Aliou will also travel.
Yes. Mustafa traveled.
And where is he? Canada.
Mustafa is in Canada.
Aliou is still in Canada. I hope Musa will also travel.
Yes. The best coach.
Next.
Yes.
Next.
Once again, City. Thank you. And that is Sako. In case you're seeing him for the first time, that is Sakoma for you. The man of the match performance.
Man of the match.
Sportsmanship at the highest order, despite the cornerstone. And that is Miami's fan club's mother. Say Umar Jaju is the man of the match in this grand finale, sponsored by APS. And anytime I mention APS, Dabo is very pleased. That is why Nyanjo is still smiling somewhere away from Africa. Kitabu, Sidi, come again, Kitabu. The best goalkeeper. The best stopper in the land of COSDA, sponsored by APS, is Kitabu Sise. Kitabu married to the ground after the final whistle. That was a disappointment. But then Kitabu will smile. It's about
Black Star is the most beautiful of the tournament. Where's the Black Star?
Black Star.
The certificate on behalf of the Black Star.
Well,
Black Star.
When to China, the force they install in their minds and their hearts was discipline. That is in China. Black Star are the most disciplined team in this coast.
The tournament, more love in Miami.
The top scorer is APS. Thank you. Obrigado.
Can somebody come and collect on his behalf? He's having an interview with you. Coach, you can come.
Mudulamin is coming. No, your ballers. Ballers.
NK. Who are NK next? NK Ture. What will you come again? What will you come next?
Tony is sponsored by APS. Malamin is something. That's a Malamin, confirm whether it's not a letter.
$1,000 in the envelope.
Confirm. Confirm whether it's not a letter. Thank you for participating. Yes, the envelope. They want to see the envelope, please. The camera. Thank you. That is. She will click.
Have a certificate.
Thank you.
Miami City. Team participate. Miami City. Come for the certificate. Miami City.
And their mother will present this.
Darussalam. Can we have Darussalam to come and collect their certificate of participation?
Thank you.
Darussalam.
City.
Darussalam.
City.
Come and collect on behalf of the Darussalam. Come. Maybe Darussalam. I'm going to do it. Star Jallo FC. Star Jallo FC. Star Jallo. How are you, coach? Star Jallo. Where is Star Jallo? Anyone from Star Jallo? Star Jallo. Star Jallo. Black Star. Black Star. Black Star.
He did not trust anyone with his bags. He did not trust anyone with his bags. Thank you, Star Jallo, my people's people. Thank you.
Real de Daru. Next.
Real de Daru. Black Star. Thank you very much.
Real de Daru. Anyone from Real de Daru?
What is in the back?
Real de Daru. Real de Daru. Anyone from Real de Daru?
Anyone from Real de Daru? Oh, that's their coach. That's their coach for you.
Real de Daru.
Panja. The ever reliable Panja. The champions of the land of Kunkujanketaya. But once again, just a reminder, this tournament is sponsored by APS. We have Barrow from Banyaga, married with APS here. And the faithfuls of APS, thank you very much.
Young boys, join my runners up, hard luck, development. Soccer boys, let's see. Anyone from
Young boys.
Soccer boys.
Soccer boys.
Soccer boys.
The faithfuls of America. Soccer boys. They play soccer, no football.
Soccer boys.
Okay.
They are the runners up right, they are not. They line up here, please. Runners up, you come and collect your runners up medal, please.
City, hold on. Can we have a card of, please? Can we have the faithfuls of Miami to give a card to young boys, please? Captain. Can you move at the back, please? The players, can you move at the back? We need space here. Can you give space to the cameraman, please? Please.
Voila. Hard luck, next time. Voila.
And thank you once again, APS. Thank you, APS. Allah Barakabake. Usman is the one behind the camera. Those watching via LSTV, we are still in film and Miami on the brink of being crowned champions of the land again, but for the fourth time on the COSDA.
Congratulations once again.
Sponsored by APS.
Proudly sponsor Asali.
Thank you very much. And young boys, if you are done, please return the guard of honor. The champions of the land elect.
Please, sir. Young boys, please come forward, please. Return the guard of honor as Sal alluded earlier. Young boys, please come forward, please.
DJ, hold on. DJ, hold on. We have a score to settle first. Hold on. You came late. Hold on, DJ. We have a score to settle. All right. But then, Buba, it's not a force. It's not in the rules and regulations. They are coming.
Yes, that's the beauty of it. We are all coming.
They are not yet Ture. They are coming. Thank you very much, young boys. Hard luck once again. And quickly, a guard of honor. Thank you very much, young boys. And once again, thank you, young boys. It is not a force. 20,000 dollars is sponsored by APS. Endless possibilities. You can also send $20,000 for free. For free. No charges. Can it be cheaper than free? Tell our people. Zero charges. Charlie, next time you go to Dubai or Saudi prayers, please help us with 20,000 for free. I know your prayers reach heaven. That is why you look 20 today. Can we have Team Miami now, please? Come. Can you lead your team, please? We are patiently waiting. Well, you look at this smile. It's probably an official sponsored by APS. Look at the way they are smiling. Miami for you. Thank you. Obrigado. Allah barka bake.
The team of the land, Sally.
Not the team.
The team of the land once again.
The land of Silipi Kanye and Sandong FC. I don't know, Buba. What happens in Kampala stays in Kampala. I don't want to give Sidi the mic to respond to that. But anyway, all right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you, young boys. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, young boys.
And we are seeing Eric here as well. Yes, the deputy captain will leave the trophy. He's a champion. But Eric is winning a trophy. Whether he play or not, he's a champion. Space, please. Space. Well, Miami have separated the boys from the men. Modulamin Kamara. Champions of the land elect. Miami FC. Once again, a trophy in their trophy cabin. The kings of the land. 3 trophies in the trophy cabin on the Kungujan Ketaya. 3 state trophies, but 1 from COSDA, proudly and officially sponsored by APS. And the streets of Kungujan and COSDA will surely tell their great-grandchildren that we were there with APS.
Salim.
Yes.
How do you see the trophy of COSDA? It's not Kungujan Ketaya trophy, but this is COSDA trophy.
But it's proudly and officially sponsored by APS. It's APS trophy.
It's APS trophy.
Yes.
Trophy for the battle.
And the trophy is leaving the committee today.
The biggest trophy that has ever played in this ground has won by the Miami Football Club.
And the biggest trophy was produced by APS.
Yes.
The biggest company as well.
Yes.
And they are, no wonder they are the Council of Elders.
Yes.
Jangale ngembany mo ngi nonu. Ñom dañ jangale. Di karande jelat pa ñu juk APS ñom dañ karambe pare. Once again, Honorable Councillor Madam Chena Bacho will hand over this trophy. Can we have Dabo? Dabo, can you join, please? Thank you. We need security. Can you help us here? Security. This is in the celebration. City is over to you. The champions of the land. Can you give space to the camera operator, please? Please, can you give space to the camera operator? Once again, thank you, APS. We need space here. Hold on. City. Wait.